No, you got your man out there doing bigger and better things. Okay? And I blame, Trey asked a good question. How did it get so bad? I blame y'all. Because y'all been sitting on the fucking sidelines, letting these women do this bullshit, not setting boundaries, not telling women no, fuck off. And that's why we do what you allow us to do. I sat my husband down and I asked him, why did you do it? Why did you cheat on me? In 12 years, I only denied you sex twice. And he told me straight up, because you wasn't sucking enough dick. And I clenched my pearl. But I'm here to let y'all know that shit is real, because he found somebody that was sucking his soul. And ladies and gentlemen, less nagging and more gagging. Keep that stomach full and the nutsack's empty. The mute monster got me. What's going on, everybody? This is Grace from Embrace the Grace, and I am officially a member of the Black Man Unfiltered Network, and I just want to say thank you. First, I got to give a shout out to Hink in the basement. He's the one that connected me to Black Man Unfiltered, and then I connected with him, and I connected with the family, and now I have a seat at the table, and I just want to thank everybody on the network that has embraced me, has come over and shown me love. So I'm here now every Monday night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern time, and it's going to be Mayhem Mondays in this mug. Y'all saw the intro. Y'all see what I'm about. I'm an advocate for men. My objective is to turn the mirror on women, to show accountability. Y'all talking about men ain't shit? No, your decisions that you make in life ain't shit. The repercussions of your bad decisions ain't shit. When are we going to start taking accountability? So with that being said, tonight we are going to talk about the importance of fathers in the household. A lot of women nowadays would rather be baby mamas than wives. But they really don't realize the importance of what it is to have a male figure in the house, to have a father in the house, because it's detrimental to the development of a child, especially a young boy. So we're going to watch 3 videos. We're going to talk about it. I want to hear from the ladies. I want to hear, especially from the ladies that think that they can do both jobs. I'm a mother and a father. Yeah, go take a seat. So put your seatbelt on, go grab a glass of wine, go grab a snack, come back right away, and we're going to get right into it. And don't forget, support the network, show them love, and you can show me love personally by sending a cash app, and definitely like, subscribe, and share on the Black Man Unfiltered Network, and especially go to my channel, because I'll be doing some good stuff over there. We have good conversations, messy conversations, but at the end of the day, it's so we can learn to become better versions of ourselves. Because when you know better, you do better. So let's get into it. I want to give a shout out. Who's in the room already? Mr. Bennett, how you doing? Thank you. I appreciate you. My Yankees lost yesterday, but we still on a roll. And of course, I see my queen. Take heed. Let me share something with you. I love you, sis. I really do. I loved your show today from Kevin Samuels. That is a compliment. Flattery is the best form of compliment. The fact that they compared you to the female Kevin Samuels, I saw that as a compliment. So thank you so much. Let me go ahead and check my channel out. See who's at my channel, eating some popcorn, chilling. Let's see. No one yet, but that's okay. They came through Black Man Unfiltered, but don't forget to press that like button, subscribe, and share. So with that being said, let's get in it. We're gonna drop the link, Anybody that wants to come up, because we're gonna talk, we're gonna exchange ideas, and we are going to talk about this. So click on that link and join the conversation, because it's gonna be Mayhem Mondays from now on. We are going to talk about the controversial things that are happening right now in our world. So let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. All right. Let's see. Take Heat is there. Mr. Bennett is here. Of course, Black Man is in the King Bro is here. Thank you for coming. I appreciate the support. Whether it's Black Man Unfiltered or me, support is support is support. I don't care. I don't care as long as you support. And who else? I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Okay. And you guys see the Cash App there, so don't be shy. Whatever, any little bit helps. Any little bit helps. The baby need new shoes. He's a size 14. Yeah, he not a baby anymore, but he my baby. So and we had a rough day today, so he's always gonna be my baby. But them size 14s ain't nothing to play with. So you could drop a little couple dollars in there, you know. So with that being said, let me see, is anybody up? Okay, I'm so used to seeing the StreamYard, Black Man, that I'll see who's coming in, who's coming out. But this is good. I have less to do and just concentrate on the show and talking to people. And whoever doesn't know me, of course, I'm originally from New York. I am biracial. I am half Italian, half Dominican. And yeah, I'm an advocate. We gotta start getting along and really starting to believe in this family unit. It's important. 80% of babies in the melanated community are produced out of wedlock. 80%. Come on, man. Kids deserve more than that. Kids deserve a mother and a father. We each have a role to play in our children's life, and we need to be active and engage with them. Be there, because they're going to need it. In the world that we live in today, they're going to need as much guidance and as much prep talks. I know I sound like a broken record sometimes to my son, but you got to start planting those seeds early. You can't start disciplining a child on when they're 13 or 12. Hey, how you doing? How you doing, our pain? Come bring that pain over here. Monday Night Mayhems. Bring it on. I got you. I got you. You got two daughters. So you know what it is to be a father that's involved. And I commend you. Married a long time, stability, raised two daughters, both in college. You see what I'm saying, guys? That's what happens. They have a better chance of survival and development. Now, I'm not saying that in single parent households, I'm not knocking it at all. But what I am knocking is the mindset. The mindset that people think that it's okay to have a child without a father. That it's okay to deprive the father from seeing their children because they're not getting money or a check. That's what I'm debating. Did you guys even know that the number one statistics for children to do good is in a two-parent household? And then the second one is a single father. The single father surpasses the single mother. And supposedly the child is better in hands with the mother. And that's not the case. That's not the case. Men can be good fathers. Men can be better fathers. Men don't be begging for child support. They do it without the child support. Imagine if we come into a world where the courts start recognizing the importance of fathers and start taking these kids away from the mothers and giving them to the fathers and making y'all pay child support. Imagine that. Because sooner or later, that's what's it's gonna get to that. The government gonna get their money regardless, whether it's gonna be from the father or the mother. But why even let it? I'm not saying people stop having sex, stop having fun or living your life, but stop creating bastard children. Yeah, I said it. And I know it's uncomfortable for you guys, some of you guys, to hear that word. Well, you know what? It's uncomfortable for me to be around children that you can definitely tell that they have no guidance or discipline or structure in their homes because there's no male figure in the house. Okay? It's uncomfortable for me to have to support a single mother of 4 kids with 3 different men, and I'm working 2, 3 jobs, but I'm giving you a check every month. And I'm working my ass off, and all you're doing is being a baby making machine and collecting a check every month. That's uncomfortable. So I said it. We're creating too many bastard children in this community, and it needs to stop. It needs to stop. We need to be aware of the detriment that it happens to children. And then we got kids walking around now talking about, well, we don't have to get married. We can just co-parent. Nah, it's not the same. It's not the same, guys. You got to understand, you know, the joy that it gives a child when they wake up in the morning and they see their dad and they run to their dad, you know, or when their dad is home teaching them how to ride a bike, or when their dad is home, you know, teaching him how to take the trash out, how to be a leader, how to use time management when they're young. But no, single mothers are too busy working 2, 3 jobs. They're never home. And then they let the responsibility of the eldest child to take care of the younger children. That's robbing that child of their childhood. And that's not fair. That child did not lay up and make that baby. You did. You take responsibility for it, not the eldest child. That's not fair. And we do that to a lot of our children. We bear the responsibility onto them to take care of the younger ones so you can go to work. Just stop having fucking babies. How about that? How about that? And we don't have to start ruining these children's lives. Because at the end of the day, it's us that have to reap the bullshit. Think about it. Really think about it. Society is the one that really suffers the consequences. Financially, spiritually, emotionally, and physically. These kids are left home alone, unsupervised, doing things, seeing things that they shouldn't be doing at their age. No 15-year-old teenager should have to come home, cook for their siblings, clean the house for their siblings, do the homework for their siblings, bathe their siblings. They're 15 years old. Allow them to be 15. But no, you were too busy being a hot girl or a city girl, popping babies out, and now it's the responsibility of the elders? Where they do that at? How do you expect me to embrace that? You think we put up with this shit at the Black Man Unfiltered Network? Nah. I told you I'm gonna cause some mayhem on these Monday night shows. I'm gonna talk it real now. I'm gonna talk it real. I don't sugarcoat shit. Oh, and let me do a disclaimer. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. If it triggers you or you take offense, then maybe you need to look at yourself in the mirror and I'm saying something that triggers you. Things that make you say, And I know a lot of you are not going to like me or not going to like what I'm saying, but I don't care. I'm not here for you to like me. You will respect me, but I'm not here for you to like me. I'm here to send a message out to help make a difference. If I could change the mindset of one young lady or one young man, then I've done my deed. I did what I was supposed to do. And you know what? I just don't want you guys to think that I'm just getting on the women, because a lot of you men are out here spreading y'all seeds to different women that you don't even want to be with like that, but you'll create a whole human with. So we're all fucked up, male and female. But at the end of the day, and this is always going to be my talking point, the woman is the one that has the final say to have the baby. The woman is the one that has 34 forms of contraceptives. The woman is the one that spreads her legs and allow that man to shoot up the club. The woman is the one that decides to carry the child to term. So you see, I'm talking about all men. I'm talking about all men, not just black men. Fuck the sisterhood, because the sisterhood ain't doing shit for the sisterhood. So I'm sorry, but I'm an advocate for the men. So I'm glad that you up here and you talking what you have to say. The sisterhood is what is creating this problem. The sisterhood is the one that is creating bastard children's. The sisterhood is keeping single women single. So come on up here, come talk to me. Let me hear what say you. The sisterhood ain't gonna be the ones that needs these boys to be raised to be men. It's funny to me when I hear women say men ain't shit. There are no good men out there, but who raising these ain't man shit? Who raising these no good men? Women. You see how that works out? We're raising the same exact men that we don't like. These boys are gravitating to the female characteristics because they're always around big mama, grandma, and the aunties, and there's no men in the house. There's no testosterone. All we can do is teach them how to be a good man, but it's only a man that can teach another young man how to be a man. I agree with you. The fake sisterhood, it's all a front. It's all a front, because the minute shit go down, you ain't gonna be there for me. The minute the shit hits the fan, you ain't gonna be there. You gonna bond me out of jail? You gonna come babysit for me? Oh, nah, girl, I'm busy. I can't do that. That's why I said it. Fuck the sisterhood. Because the sisterhood ain't going to be the one that's going to help you raise that child. The sisterhood ain't going to be the one that's going to go get you your supplies when there's a food shortage. The sisterhood is not going to be the one to stop on the side of the road to help you get gas. So I'm going to have to gracefully disagree with you, because ain't no damn sisterhood. Trust me. Ain't no damn sisterhood. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. You know, I do have, women would not go around getting people pregnant if she could impregnate someone. Women would not go around getting people pregnant if she could impregnate someone. Yeah, but you allow yourself to get impregnated. So what's the difference? Women allow themselves to get impregnated knowing that they're not married, not requiring marriage. Getting pregnant from a Pookie and a Ray Ray, knowing he got 4 kids already from 3 baby mamas. Oh, I can change him. He can change for me. We might not be able to get people pregnant, but we allow people to get us pregnant. So what's the difference? Make it make sense. I'm confused. Exactly. Make it make sense. We might not be able to impregnate, but we get impregnated. We allow that shit. And let me share something with you. Shout out to my sister Take Heed. She says something to me. Well, she said something on the panel on Tuesday nights. And by the way, come check us out, Flipping Tables, on Tuesday nights at 8:30 as well. I'm on the panel as well. She said that 3 minutes right before you lay down, do you take the time to think about making sure that man puts a condom on? Or do you just spread like an eagle and don't give a shit? Don't care about the consequences. Buying Plan Bs like they were freaking candy. Going to the clinic, deleting babies like it's nothing. That's the sisterhood. That's the sisterhood you talking about? Because if that's the sisterhood you talking about, I don't want to be part of that sisterhood. It's okay to have 3, 4, 5 deletions, and then when you really want one, you can't because there's so much scar tissue. And then you wonder why? Men are responsible for birth control. No, they're not. No, they're not. Everybody's responsible for their own birth control. A man is only going to put on a condom if you tell him to put on a condom. Most women don't want a man to put on a condom. Women have 34 forms of contraceptives. Men only have like 2 or 3. Lady D, ma'am, his mammy is responsible to teach him responsibility, not me. And what about your responsibility? What about no, his daddy is supposed to be teaching him responsibility, but his daddy's not there because she didn't want daddy to be there. Okay? It is also your responsibility as a woman to make sure that you don't get pregnant. Lies, because she passing around that pussy like candy. Exactly. Come on, Lady D. Come on the panel. Let's talk, ladies. Let's go. You come here walking, but you might go back limping. You know, because the things that you're saying right now sounds kind of ignorant. Yeah, but trust me, I got a son. And I didn't taught him a lot about responsibility, but there's only so much that I can do. His father has taught him about responsibility. There's only so much that he can do. But in that heat of the moment, it's your responsibility when that happens. Mommy and daddy ain't in the bedroom. What, you want me to hold his dick too and put it in? That's my responsibility too? Come on. Come on. See, that's what I'm saying. Accountability is like kryptonite to women, to most women. You're gonna blame the mama because the boy is around here spreading his seed. What daddy? I don't understand what you're trying to say. What daddy? What daddy? Join the conversation, Lady Di. Don't be a keyboard warrior. Let's talk about it respectfully. See, because I like this. This is conversation. This is bringing dialogue. This is bringing conversation. You know, and I mean, there's a lot there's a lot of comments right now, but I'm making sure that I'm taking care of the show. I'm so used to doing everything myself, but you know, we got a cool people back there doing all the work, so I'm not used to that, and I'm loving it. But that's crazy that you think, ma'am, I raised 3 boys and they are married to their children's mother and living in the same household as their children. I can hold you hoes accountable. Okay, so you're the exception. Again, 80% of children in the melanated community are born out of wedlock. So you're of the 20%. Again, I said if it doesn't apply, let it fly. So you're taking it personal. This doesn't apply to you. Then that means I'm not talking to you. Okay? Good job. I congratulate you. But you don't get a gold star for doing what the fuck you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to have done that. Good job. I commend you. But again, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. So you taking it personal and telling us what you did, I'm not talking to you. It doesn't apply to you. That's their mammy's fault, ma'am. Everything is they mammy. Everything is they mammy, right? Everything is they mammy. And exactly why we got to be hoes. But it's okay. You know, again, Mayhem Mondays, I'm going to bring it. I'm going to ruffle some feathers. I am sure as hell going to ruffle some feathers, and it's okay. I don't crack. I don't crack easily, baby girl. I've been doing this for too long. I've been doing this for too long now. And sometimes the truth hurts. And sometimes people can't handle the truth. But again, I did say my disclaimer. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. You're not letting it fly, Lady D. You're not. This doesn't pertain to you because you are the exception to the rule. I am speaking of the majority. Lady D, see, let it fly respectfully. That's okay. It's all good. It's all good. How you doing, Tommy? Tommy with the eyes, he trying to look, see what's going on. What's going on as we talking about this single motherhood epidemic, and the fact that a lot of women don't realize the importance of having a father in the household, the importance of having a male figure in the household. They think that they can do it both. I am the mother and the father. Get the fuck out of here. What you are is selfish. Lady D, how do you explain all the women that use kids as a pawn and as a meal ticket? You can't see your child if I don't get child support. So the father may not have money, but he has the time. I love when women say, I raised my son to be a husband, but you don't even have a fucking husband, right? Take heed. You raise your son to be a husband, but you don't have a husband. How you raise your son to be a husband and you don't have a husband because you ain't even been a wife? How did you teach your son to be a husband if he ain't seen the example of what a wife is? Make it make sense. The argument is you're absolutely right. That's a good one too, take heed. That's a good one. I can honestly say, I usually say I raised my son to be a good man, but his father was the one that raised him to be a man. And the fact that I grew up with a father and I had lots of uncles, lots of male cousins, I took a lot of the stuff that I learned from them and taught my son with it. Filtered all of that to my son. But at the end of the day, it was the male influence around him that allowed him. Is my son perfect? Absolutely not. But the ones that it does apply to work to lay all the problems in the Black community on the Black woman. First of all, I didn't say Black, I said melanated community, and that could be a lot of people. So I'm not trying to box it in, okay? You don't have a husband, but you raise your son to be a husband. Exactly. It's the melanated community, not just the Black. Again, 80% of children are born out of wedlock. There is no, why don't women require marriage? You know what? Let me share something with you. Again, shout out to my girl, Take Heed. I had a child and I wasn't married, but you know what? I required marriage after that. We were dating already. I guess my sons wanted their children to have a better life. Absolutely. Absolutely. Again, you're bringing in your personal life into this. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. So bring something else different, Lady D. So I required marriage of my then man, and we got married, and we were together for 12 years. And my son had his father under the same roof for 12 years. I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I'm not saying that I'm a saint. But what I am saying that I learned from my mistakes. I learned from my mishaps, and I'm just trying to be out here to try to teach other people to embrace a better way, so they can become a better version, because these kids are lost in the sauce, and it all starts from the home. These kids are wilding out at school. These kids are wilding out wherever they go out in public. And I'm not saying all, but you guys see it. You guys know it. These kids are not the same. And again, it starts all at the home. If you guys are hearing that squeaky noise, that's my baby Biggie playing. So don't mind him. That's what he does. That's what he does. And I can't mute myself because I'm hosting the show. Usually when I'm on a panel, I can mute it and nobody knows what's going on. So y'all just gonna have to ride out with Biggie. But with that being said, let's see. Eugene Steele said facts. I still can't believe this comment. That's crazy, man. His mammy is responsible to teach him responsibility, not me. Yeah, you're right. Just like you taught your son's responsibility. You absolutely right. But that don't mean they're gonna do everything you taught them. That don't mean my son's gonna do everything that I taught him. or the next person. We can only be responsible for what we do. Why? I make me understand, if you're already struggling with 2 kids, why will you make kid number 3, number 4, number 5? Why would you bring a child into that environment, into that struggle? Why would you do it? Ma'am, it's not about you. It's about the future generation. Well, it starts with us, Lady D, because if we don't teach the children today, then what future are we going to have? So again, make that make sense. The children are our future. So how am I making it about me? This is my show. I can do whatever the fuck I want, respectfully. But with that being said, I'm sorry if I seem so aggressive tonight, but this is a show that touches my heart to the core. I coach basketball for 19 years, and I've seen the difference. Right, these kids need better male guidance just as much as 70-80% of single mothers raising them. Exactly, Alexander. I've seen these kids when they come from broken homes, when I've had to deal with family drama. I get caught in the middle because the mother got upset with me that I gave the father the schedule of games because she don't want the father to go to the game. He has just as much right to go see his daughter or his son to go play basketball. But just because you don't want him to go, no, nah. I'm gonna give a copy to the girlfriend, to the father, to the stepdaddy, to you, to grandma, anybody, so that child can get support. God gave us a job, excuse me, and we have not handled the job properly. Not every black man should have a continued bloodline. Yeah, and not every woman is cut out to be a mother. Oh, we're gonna talk about that in a future show. All the crazy shit that a lot of single mothers do, going on vacation for 10 days and leaving a 14-month-old by herself. Ma'am, God created women to bear children. They shouldn't feel bad about their bodies doing what it was said they were created for. Women were to bear children and be fruitful with their husband. With their husband, not bastard children. Okay? A husband and a wife. So again, I mean, like, really, lady D, you just like, it's you digging a deeper hole for yourself. You're making it real easy for me. With a husband, be fruitful. Now, next you're gonna tell me it's my body, right? I do what I want. Is that where we're going?
It's disgusting.
I think you trolling me, Lady D. I think Black Man put you up to this. You got to be trolling me, because you cannot be talking this yippity yap right now and think that you're making sense and insulting my audience and the network. I really gotta. I feel like this is a setup to see how I will handle myself. I don't know, Black Man. You maybe set me off, you know, but this is crazy. Hey, trolls on the stroll. Because the things that you're saying are really outlandish. They really are. As a matter of fact, I think it's a good time now, Black Man, we put up one of the videos. God said populate his earth. He didn't give every other woman a monthly. Every woman has a monthly period to bear. Yes, yeah. Everything you're saying is facts. But he also said with a husband. He didn't say to have bastard children and have children running around and not being with parents. I mean, you're bringing God into this, but you're twisting the words. You're really not supposed to be. Well, shit. If you really want to get into it, we're not even supposed to be fornicating. So now not only are we fornicating, but then we're bringing in children into this world. She is a troll. I just checked her channel. I knew it. It had to be a troll. Right? It didn't make sense to me, because there's no way that an intelligent, reasonable, rational person can be saying the things that she's saying. So it had to be a troll. It just didn't feel right. My spidey antennas went up. But that's okay. That's okay. There is not a woman who does not have a monthly to bear children and children. I'm just saying. There is not a woman who does. There's some women that don't have their monthlies. There's some women that they can't have children. The Monty Greenbean said more proof of don't get married. Exactly. Not just because you're a woman, that doesn't mean you should have children. Because some women shouldn't have children. This black man fault. Yeah, everything is y'all fault. Nope, 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 not me. Black Man Unfiltered said. I mean, I want to hear Lady D say something about how women can take responsibility to this. What can we do better to minimize the bastardization that's happening in our community? Damn, I think I made up a whole new word. The bastardization. That's funny. Y'all got me tripping tonight. Y'all got me heated right up there. Let me take a sip of water. Hold on. Okay. So, and then, you know what kills me too? Is when over here, woman has 2, 3 kids from 3 different baby daddies, and then expect the good guy to come and clean up their mess. Where they do that at? So you didn't gave away your womb like it's candy on Halloween. You don't hold the fathers responsible, but now you want to hold Brad to a higher standard when you didn't apply those standards to the ones that impregnated you. I am confused. I really am. Because you guys are doing shit ass backwards. Why are we bringing kids into this world knowing that you can't afford them? You can tell men not to have sex with women they are not married to. Oh, absolutely I can, but I'm not. Because at the end of the day, it's the woman that carries the child. It's the woman that makes the final decision. And trust me, I talk to the men. But again, if you knew anything about me, I'm an advocate for men. Okay? Y'all, us women, we've been too sloppy. We've been causing havoc and mayhem. And the men, they're sick of it. They've been quiet. They've been chilling on the sidelines because they don't want to deal with it anymore. And a man is only going to do what you allow them to do. Embrace the grace. Big facts. Lady D is accepting no accountability. Yes, practice on her. Respectfully, LOL. I know that's right, Alexander. I appreciate that. Dual mating strategy. And again, I can definitely talk to the men about this, and I do. The first thing I say on my channel is, men, please protect your seed, protect your money, protect your last name, and protect your peace. But we're not talking about the men tonight. We're talking about y'all punk ass women. How about that? But women hold the keys to sex. Absolutely. Again, take heed. A man is only going to shoot up the club if you allow him to shoot up the club. You can easily force him to wear a condom. But no, you're hot in the pants. No, you don't want to. And then you're going to get mad. And then you're going to get mad that he don't want to be with you when he specifically told you, I don't want no children. And you still turn around and have the child. And now because he don't want you, because you were just a side chick, or you were just a smash and dash, now you mad. So now you're going to retaliate by withholding the child, by taking him to child support and doing all this vindictive and malicious bullshit that women do to get back at men. And these are the same men that protect us, that has built this infrastructure to make our lives easier. Get married in this day and age for what? Marriage is a hustle now. There's a whole industry on getting married, and even worse, getting married. Most of these women refuse to listen. I totally agree with you. But go and be a hard-headed in the corner. I agree with you, but ma'am, in Texas, a teacher was trafficking young girls to her 21-year-old son, and this is what you female advocates are doing, catering the petties in the community. They both are behind bars. Yeah, I know about that story. What does that have to do with what we're talking about right now? That's called deflection. We're talking about the single mother epidemic and the importance of fathers being in a child's life. That's his fault. If he's in that situation, never let another person control or dictate your outcome. That's his fault. Oh, there go my girl Anissa. You are one I love to hate and hate to love, but at the end of the day, I love you, baby girl. Um, I need you to elaborate on that for me. I really do. I need you to elaborate that on me. But again, Lady D, what you're doing now is a textbook move of deflection. That ain't got shit to do with what we talking about tonight. Next. Come on, keep it coming. Keep it coming. I got you. I got you. Because you're still haven't brought anything of substance of what I'm trying to present tonight. So I really don't. That had nothing to do. Did I say that women are perfect? Oh, I got to read Anissa's comment again. That's his fault if he's in that situation. Never let another person. Oh, yeah. How does it correlate? How does that correlate? Please connect the dots for me. I really wish you would just come up. Just come up. Instead of typing away. Just come up. Don't be scared. Do not be scared. Troll in the house. You know, I hold men and women responsible. If you don't want to be a father, it's the man's job to protect himself. And Anissa, I do agree with you. I agree with you. But you also got to think about that at the end of the day, it's the woman that has the child. And if he's telling her, I don't want a child, okay, so what happens if he did what he was supposed to do to protect himself and now the condom bust? And he's been telling her he's did everything right. And now the condom bust, and he's telling her, I don't want a child, but you still choose to keep it. And now you use that child against him. At the end of the day, right? It's my body. The woman has the right. How many times have women deleted children and the man has begged for them not to delete it? Women are going to do what they want to do. So again, you know, you're absolutely right. Yes, it does. It does take two. But at the end of the day, we're the ones that have the children. We're the ones that bear the responsibility. Men should not be pursuing sex unmarried. And women should not allow men to pursue sex unmarried. How about that? Again, we're the ones that give men access to sex. It's called consequences. Absolutely. But the thing is that you can't put all that on the man. I don't know if that was for me or for the chat, but I honestly don't put that on. I put the brunt of the responsibility on the woman. I will put it 80-20. Of course, I put some of the responsibility on the man. But at the end of the day, who's the one always left hanging the bag, holding the bag? Common sense has become expensive. Well, common sense is not so common anymore. She is responsible for her own body. My body is my choice. Exactly. Why is it that it only benefits us? Keep your goddamn zipper closed and keep your goddamn legs closed. Boom. Next. The man won't open his zipper unless you allow him to open the zipper, and then it's considered great. So next. I mean, everything you said tonight, I have rebutted you. You still ain't coming with it. You still ain't coming. Men can't get pregnant. You're absolutely right. And there is a lot of messed up men out there. There is a lot of deadbeat dads. Yes, women need to be responsible because we get pregnant. And thank you, Miss Mo. Somebody with some said, thank you, Miss Mo. I'm embracing you right now. That's all I'm trying to say. Instead of teaching our daughters how to twerk, how about we teach them how to cook and clean and become a wife? Men and women are responsible for their sexual health, period. Yes, I agree with you, Miss Anissa. I always half-heartedly agree with you. But again, at the end of the day, we're the ones that bear that life. We're the ones that get pregnant. A man can simply just walk away when then there is a lot of men that do. I'm not knocking just the women. I promise you I'm not. But that's not what we're talking about tonight. Every time somebody starts getting on the woman, what about the men? What about the men? We're not talking about the men tonight. Well, we can leave that for next Monday if you want. But tonight, April 15, 2024, episode number 1, Mayhem Mondays on the Black Unfiltered Network, is we talking about the woman and the importance of fathers in a child's life. That's what we're talking about. Let's not deflect the conversation. Let's not do that. Let's stick to the topic at hand. And let's talk about, yes, I'm bringing awareness of the situation, but let's talk about solutions. How come I can cook better than most of these women? What's the use? Exactly. You're absolutely right. Accountability, ladies. Yep, Miss Mo, it's like kryptonite out here for the women. Man, why would a decent human being take the chance of getting a woman pregnant, ruining her life and his child's life? No, you ruined your own life. You the one that didn't take precautionary steps to get pregnant. Do you see how you don't want to take accountability? So now that man ruined her life and the child's life, knowing that that could be an outcome of having sex unprotected. Are you fucking kidding me right now? Yo, I have never been trolled so bad before. This is actually fun, but this is crazy. Do you guys see what I'm up against? This right here is the epitome and the stupidity of shit that I got to deal with. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll let y'all have it. I protected my box. I know that's right, Anissa. I did too. I had one, and I'm done. And I required marriage from the man that I had sex before marriage. And our baby boy was the ring bearer in our wedding. He was 4 years old, and we got married. We would have gotten married sooner, but circumstances didn't allow it. So, with that being said, Black Man Unfiltered, you think you ready for the start showing the videos?
Babies, but to be real fathers. And you can't expect any good to come to you if you don't visit any good on your son or your daughter. So be a man. I'm guilty of that frustration that we all have, but we have a responsibility and a duty to be fathers, not to just make babies, but to be real fathers. And you can't expect any good to come to you if you don't visit any good on your son or your daughter. So be a man.
There you go. There you go. I made sure, I'm not biased. I'm not sexist. Ma'am, in the Black community is going to stop blaming Black women for everything wrong in the Black community. That is going to stop. I told the young woman in my tribe, you're not responsible for him. Then I'm sorry to say that you're not helping. You're not. You're not helping at all. You're adding to the problem. You think by saying that you're being part of the solution? You're being part of the problem. We're responsible for each other. The Bible says, love thy neighbor, take care of each other. And to say that we're not responsible, first we have to be responsible for ourselves. And if you're a married woman, you belong to your husband. But that's okay. You teach your tribe what you want to what you want to teach, and I'll teach my tribe what I want to teach. And what I'm going to teach is to stop having bastard children. Stop bringing kids into this world that you can't afford. Stop bringing children into this world that you're using as a pawn and as a paycheck. Stop bringing children into this world just to hurt men. You mammies ought to raise your sons properly. Yeah. And okay, so guys, let's look at how it works. Classic example of sign language. First, S, it was the shame. Now comes the insults. Later will come the guilt. And she's been needing to be right since the start of this conversation. Do you see how it plays out? Instead of saying, yeah, you're right, there is a problem in the melanated community. There are too many bastard children being born. You want to put all the responsibility on the men, when women are the ones that have access to sex. I mean, come on. Who has a better chance of getting a man? Me with one child, or the next chick that has 3 kids from 3 different baby daddies? Who looks more appealing to a man? And now these laws that they coming out with men, if you simply were dating a woman and you took that child to the movies, or you bought him a Christmas gift, now the woman can run to the court and get him for child support. Miss Mo said, can't keep a man with a baby. Exactly. You're just a fun girl. Smash and dash. And now they're not even honoring step parents anymore. It seems to be simpish. Women are using the good guys to clean up their messes. How about you keep your legs closed? How about you require marriage and give that child a 2-parent household? And look, we all make mistakes. But to continuously be making that mistake over and over and over again, that's not a mistake. That's intentional. You're purposely doing that. And you don't care about the child. You only care about yourself. Why? Why would you bring in children into this world when you can barely feed the ones you have? Why would you do that? Why would you put that burden on us? Because it's us, taxpayers, that take care of that. I work 2 jobs and my taxes go to take care of bum-ass women that keeps having children after children after children that can't afford it. You know what? I wish they would have a law where they can see that you're just not being responsible, and they force you to have birth control, the IUD, and regulate your hot ass city ass girl and go sit down somewhere. In China, they regulate how many kids you can have. So it's crazy, right? First time, shame on them. Second time, shame on you, and you deserve what you get. Miss Mo, I'm okay with 2 because, usually a child should have a sibling. But after 2, yeah, I'm looking at you sideways. I am. I'm nobody to judge, but I'm looking at you, and I'm upset that my paycheck is going to support you for formula and diapers and WIC and all of that. Ma'am, do you know black men and have children in every race and women? Ma'am, do you know black men have children in every race of women on earth? Yeah, of course. Absolutely. Again, we're not talking about the men. We're talking about the trifling ass women. You keep deflecting from the conversation. Stick to the topic, Lady D. And the reason why you can't stick to the topic is because you cannot take accountability. That's what it is. You're deflecting. You're going out of topic. You're going out of bounds by insulting me and calling me names. But I'll take it. I'll take it all in. That means I'm stirring up some feathers in you. You know what I'm saying? That means it's bothering you what I'm saying. Because not one thing have you said positive. Oh, yeah, of course, you bragged about your 3 sons. Absolutely. But, we're not talking about you. So then there's always exceptions to the rules. There's always look at Ms. Mo. There's always exceptions to the rules, but 50 baby daddies is something else. Exactly. And Miss Mo, you and me and Take Heed and everybody else in the chat, why is it that you never talk about the men? You dusty, ooh, we getting hot in here. Because I respect, I value, and appreciate men. That's why. And no matter how much I've gotten hurt by men, I would always love my men. Because it's because of men that we are able to live the life that we have in this world today. You see that house that you're in? A man built that. You see that car that you drive? A man built that. Okay, don't do this. Do not do this because I got it right here. I got it right here. Don't do it. Hold on. Where are my stats? Black women should absolutely do better. They should pick better men, and black men are at the bottom. Yep. Black. I don't want to just box black women. I don't want to be called a black woman basher. So I'm gonna say melanated women don't even want to build with a man. They expect a ready-made man. They want a man that's making 6 figures, drives a Maserati, and has a mansion when your punk ass working at McDonald's driving a hoopty with a GED. Where they do that at? These young women have...
Sensational.
These young women have to be raised to preserve themselves. My parents didn't allow that at all. I better not bring a baby home. Exactly. My daddy, my curfew, hold on just 1 second, guys. My son is leaving, so I have to get my sugar, ladies and gentlemen. Give me just a minute. Bye, baby. See, I have a black son, so I talk about this because this is gonna affect him. This is gonna affect him on the kind of woman that he chooses. So trust me, I have vested interest on why I do what I do. Oh, we got Oak in the house. How you doing, sir? You're muted.
Hello, Grace. How you doing today?
I'm good. You're my first guest on my first show on the Black Man Unfiltered Network. Thank you for coming.
Appreciate you. Thank you for.
I appreciate you. I got some hecticness. I got some mayhem going on in the chat, but she's not bold enough to come up and talk to me. The reason Lady D is a perfect example of woman who can never keep a good man. If she got something to say about men, why can't she keep one? I did. She bragged about raising 3 sons, and she bragged about how good they're doing. But do you have a husband? Are you married? It's only 6% of black men that have biracial children. Yep. And 54% of black men are childless and single. But you see, you don't know all that. Oh, she ain't, Miss Mo, she ain't gonna go up. She ain't, she's what I call a keyboard warrior. So, I think you're muted, but what do you have to say so far of what I've been talking about?
I've been hearing you going. You've been on point. You've been talking about some really good stuff. I've just been listening in the background. I mean, it's just unfortunate that this is where adult. And okay, let me break it down. Because like I grew up in a house with 5 sisters. I had 2 older, 3 younger, right? So my older sisters understood their assignment. They got married early, being with their husbands, college and high school. So my younger sisters, everything that people talk about on social media, everything. And it's just unfortunate that you got women for the last, especially, everybody makes mistakes. You can't fault people for, being young, 21. I give you 24, 25, you should start thinking a little different. You know what I'm saying? Man, we had to figure it out. And everybody's telling us we the lowest of everything. That's all men, especially men of color, been hearing for the last 40 years. Women, especially sisters, they've been able to have their way because they're the easiest to fall into the manipulation of the government hands. They tell them they say they don't need us, but they sex the hell out of us. It's weird as hell. They don't raise sons to be better men, even though they have the son. And 9 times out of 10, most fathers want to be in their sons' lives, but they don't give them the son. I talk about this all the time. I used to say to myself, it's, 12, 13, he needs a man. He needs to be away from you and his sisters and his aunties and everybody with their booties and breasts out. You need to get away from that. He need to go do some man stuff, dig a hole in the yard, fucking climb a tree, find a park, run, do all kinds of. It's just unfortunate they're staying in this predicament, and you're seeing it even more. It's like they ramp it up every election time. It's like, yeah, get out there and cheerlead for us, black women, and we'll let y'all get some more college debt and burn out all your hair with our products that we sell y'all, and we'll make your kids can't read. I remember when the black man, we were leading in reading in academics. You know what, Grace?
Uncle Ferg, hold on. I got to read this comment. I'm boiling over here. Look at this comment. Ma'am, this is 2024. A man is not as important as it was in 1960. Really?
Yes, that's true.
So I tell you what, get out of the house that you're living in because a man built that. Stop driving the car that you're driving because a man built that. Okay? The groceries that are brought to the police officers, firefighters, oil rigs, all men and relevant in 2024. You say that on the panel and you told your sons to get white women. I never told my son to get white women, so don't put me in that mix. Okay?
Is that Grace? Is that what she
Huh?
said? Is that
Yeah,
what she said?
look at the comment. You say that on the panel and tell your son and told your sons to, first of all, I only have one son, so let's get it together. And second of all, you don't know what the hell I told my son. Okay? And if you really want to know the truth, a statement like this is what problem is. You see, you are part of this problem. Yeah, she is part of the problem because she don't realize the importance and the value that a man brings to us. We don't have to be having sex with them to value a man. See, that's the problem. You only want to value your family members, your male family members, and the ones you're exchanging bodily fluids with. But we need to value and appreciate and respect all men across the board. The man did. The man did what, lady? Why don't you just come up?
Grace, could
Stop
you
being a coward and come up. You got a lot of mouth to keep. Come up.
Could you bring that statement back up, please?
Which statement though? You gotta ask you yeah,
Lady,
this one.
You say on the panel, yeah, now that listen, this is true. However, it's to the detriment of you and your family. Now, I'll say this. If you got that, if you have some white in you, I can see where you try to fight for your white side. I can see that. Y'all, yeah, I can see that. But if you identify as black, then you're going to be black. You're going to be black. Now, men are needed even more today because the younger men, and it's not and I'm not even saying brothers. It's the world of men that are more violent towards the sisters. And it's unfortunate we're in a place where none of these young boys, even growing up in the hood, they had a rough, tough environment because mama was still trying to play games like a kid. She's going out on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, working a job, quit a job, not let the kids see the daddy because he done moved on. Because he's grooming, he got to do what he got to do. And now you got children that have grown up pretty much hearing the voice of females. They don't want to go into offices and work. It's sad. It's affecting our whole culture. Well, I say I won't even say culture because culture is, to me, is just done gone down to to the fucking garbage can. It's the bottom of the garbage for me. You know what I'm saying? Because you got all of these young adults coming out of high school every year, coming out, 2021, going into adulthood, and they're feeling they're feeling more inferior to me. They fight against those, those that people that they don't know, but they still don't go get the things that they say they want. And that's scary. It's scary going into the future. You got a young son, I got young sons, and it's scary, like, even for the women, because they're even becoming more selfish and independent towards themselves, towards their children, and, somebody mentioned the daddy wound. I learned this in DCFS in Illinois. The daddy wound is the absence of a father and how he affects the emotions of the child, whether male or female. Without the father figure there, because shout out to the stepdaddies, that's a strong ass dude right there. Then the child, they transition into adolescence. If they don't have that male testosterone standing in front of them, their whole life is pretty much subpar. It creates a whole generation of, just almost, you see guys, because guys in the 60s, when their parents was given the welfare, all of those kids was graduating high school, going to college, getting masters, getting PhDs. All of those young men, and those are young men before me. Now, we were graduating with our GED included with 98% of us. People were buying the cars, buying the houses. You coming out of high school, you can make $30,000, $40,000. People were buying houses. Yeah, I'm Generation X. People, we retired at age 50, 60 years old because we had to work for everything that did nobody give us nothing. We worked for it. We went into the jobs, we did the best. We were the best. We played basketball, sports, we were the best. We went to the military, we were the best. So for you to sit back and act like, oh, somebody got to give me, the world is going to give you nothing. You ladies, your time is running out. All this rhetoric that she's speaking, it's scary for the future.
Well, look at this comment, Art. She says, ma'am, I don't have sex with black men. Well, now we see why you're so frustrated.
Yeah, she ain't got to. She'll catch worms at some point. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. She ain't got to. She used to. She used to until he broke her heart. That's all it is. It's anecdotal. Once a woman gets her heart broke at any age level, she is there for the rest of her life. And every nigga that look like him and sound like him and stand up ain't shit. And when she look at them,
exactly. So now, yeah. So she's speaking from a bitter hurt perspective. Now it makes sense. Now it makes sense. I'm reading this one comment from Young Money. Hold on one second. What did he say? Hold on. It was good. He says something about if this person wants to agitate you and you do not need this type of negative energy in your soul, but there it is. But it's good for the soul. You see, it's people like that only proves my point. It's people like that only shows how deep in the shithole we really are. Okay? These white women have as many black children as black women. Again, what does this have to do with the topic? I'm talking about if it's a black woman, white woman, Spanish woman, Asian women, women having bastard children. And it's more prevalent in the melanated community because 80% of children in the melanated community are born out of wedlock, are bastard children. I don't have a white zaddy. Well, you don't have anybody. That's what it sounds like. That hip bone ain't been knocked loose. That's what's up.
What's up?
I know that's right.
What's up?
Oh Lord, it's getting hot in here right now. Attention is the new crack. Yeah. You're right. That's what social media did. It desensitized people and it made them hungry for attention and to try to keep up with the Joneses. That's what social media did. My
It
thing is, instead of her saying, you don't have to agree with me, but at least seeing it for what it is and that it is a problem in the community, but you just want to keep the need to be right, the need to be right. I mean, I know you guys can see the sign language, the shame, insult, guilt, and the need to be right. Goodness, girl. Lady D. Lady D, have you ever been married? You spoke of 3 sons and they're married, but were you married? That's all I'm trying to ask. Since
right.
you think you know me and my life, and honey, all I ever been with is black men. So yes, I've had that hip bone hip adjusted once or twice. It seems like Lady D plays for the same team. Well, she's got three sons. You know what I'm saying? So she played for the right team at one time or another, but who knows now? You know what I'm saying? And she's a beautiful woman, but her attitude and her mindset is ugly as hell. I see.
Stupid.
You probably are single, and all your 3 boys are happily married, have their kids, and you still at home with a dog, and you're gonna die alone. That's what's gonna happen with that kind of attitude. Braxton, how you doing, my friend? Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. Welcome to Mayhem Mondays on the Black Man Unfiltered. This will be every Monday now at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. So always come in. I gotta check my channel and check who's at my peoples because I always stay abreast to that. But yeah, that's what we're talking about tonight. So I think we're ready for the second video, Black Man. Let's go ahead and show that second video because it's gonna get worse. So go ahead. Please and thank you if you're there.
Be gangster.
Right, yeah,
I watch niggas do nigga shit my whole life. When you grow up in the bricks, you know what it is. I know niggas in Rikers serving life that I grew up with, that I used to play in the playgrounds with. I just chose not to go to that park with them. I went somewhere else. I chose to do other things. My mother was like, street lights come on, bring your black ass upstairs. My dad was like, I was more afraid of my dad's bell than anything. So that kept me out of trouble. When you young black men without fathers get into a lot more trouble. A mother is different than a father. A father will strike fear in your ass. A mother, you could argue with. At a point, a boy, 13, 14 years old, Ma, I could take you. Nah, I got hair on my dick. Now, you can't take me. Those slaps don't work. Those belts don't hurt.
Yeah. Fathers instill fear into children. They set structure. They set discipline. Woman nurtures. So both roles are as equally as important. Good evening, Miss Mo. How are you tonight? How are you?
What's going zones?
Nothing. Welcome. So I'm so glad that a young lady came up on the show because I want to hear your perspective. Am I wrong with what I've been saying? I mean, where are the lies at? Where did I go wrong? Tell me.
Well, I'm trying to catch my breath because I had to throw on, look, I had to throw on the top of some earrings because I was ready for bed. And then I saw all of this foolery and buffoonery going on. What's up, Trey Ferg? Again, so let me start off by saying thank you so much for having me on Embrace.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Shout out to Black Men Unfiltered. And so shout out to the chat. So I don't know what's going on.
You don't know where to start because I'm speechless too.
Okay, so Miss Lady D. Thank you so much for tuning in and in the chat and all of that. I appreciate you, even though this ain't my show, but I appreciate you. I don't know you personally, however, You saying a lot of crazy stuff. And I think you are part of the problem. Women in general, I'm not talking about just Black women. I'm talking about women in general. We have the lock when it comes to getting pregnant. We have the lock. We have the lock. So when we do this, who ain't gonna come in? Who ain't gonna come in when we do this? This right here is our responsibility. This, not Mr. Trey Fergs and not any other man. No, it's all on us. We got the lock when it comes to getting pregnant. Now, there's always exceptions to the rule when you have been on different multiple birth controls and you got pregnant. I was looking at, and I'm not trying to get off topic, but I was looking at this story the other day. No, not a story. I went to a women's conference.
Okay.
A couple of weeks ago. And one of the guest speakers, she got pregnant 5 times, all on birth control. Okay. So stuff happens, but she's married. Same man, all 5 kids. She's married. She ain't got 50 baby daddies running around with all the excess baggage and the drama. She ain't got none of that going on. So things do happen. There are exceptions to the rule when women are being responsible with their bodies. You know what I mean? Stuff happens. We ain't talking about them women. We talking about women like Miss Lady D. Man, you are something. What's wrong with you? Something's going on. Oh, here we go.
Hold on, let's read it. Ma'am, who do you blame? She is your son's graduate from high school straight to prison. You can't blame the Black woman and that one. What does it matter? You're not, are you Black? I guess I'm going to say, so you don't sleep with Black men, so you don't have Black children. Are you Black? Since you're so interested.
What is she talking about? I must have missed something while I was trying to get right.
Ma'am, do you blame she, your son's graduate from high school straight to prison? I know mothers that are tough as men, and that's the problem. Women are trying to be men, and men are trying to be women. You know, nobody knows who they are anymore. Stay in your motherfucking lane. Be the woman that you were created to be.
She does not sound like she is for the family unit. None whatsoever. She sounds like she is down for, I don't need no man, and what I need a man for, I can buy myself whatever. It ain't about what you can buy.
Your degrees.
I think she's down with that crowd.
She's down with the feminist movement.
You can't be for the family unit if you're talking that trash.
She's down for the feminist movement. That's exactly what it is. Those are cheerleaders of the feminist movement. She's an older.
You didn't answer the question. Girl,
I didn't understand the question. My son is going to college after high school. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Lady D came up. Simple.
Ma'am, who do you blame? She, your son's graduate from high school straight to prison. You can't blame Black women on that. No, I blame Black women that didn't require marriage and didn't have a father in the household. As a matter of fact, I think this is the perfect time to bring that 3rd video out, Black man. Let's go. You know what? You brought it in perfectly, and this is a good one, guys. This is a good one. She really introduced it. Here we go.
Come here. Hey, now, come here. Man, quit playing with me. Come here. These type of kids gonna get you fucked up. That's what I'm saying. These your friends though. Your friend gonna get your ass beat. If you ever in your fucking life listen to one of them and raise your hand at me, bitch, I will bury you. And bury they dust asses too. Don't fucking play with me, Dana. This type of shit I'm talking about. These little boys, these little girls gonna get the shit beat out you, boy. Play with me if you want to. You better choose your motherfucking friends wisely. Cause right now, you bullshit, nigga. Better tell them your dad's not the nigga to play with. I will bury them fucking bitches. I don't care about killing no fucking kids. You better tell them. before they kill you or before they hurt you, I'll do it. Tell them folks quit motherfucking playing. This shit ain't no motherfucking joke. Fuck wrong with y'all kids. Don't get mad because y'all dust-ass parents don't love y'all like I love mine. Now what? Y'all know where he at. Pull up. Help.
His son was brandishing guns on Facebook, and he found out about it. And as you can see, slapped the shit out of him and talked some sense into him. Do you think if a mother talked to him that way, it was gonna sit the way it's sitting, how his father's talking to him? And a lot of people saying, well, he shouldn't have put it on the internet. You're damn right he should have put it on the internet. You know why? Because if he had the balls to brandish guns on the internet, then you should be able to take the embarrassment and the humiliation on the internet.
That's right.
See, that's the difference of a single mother household and a father in a child's life. You think that a mother talking to that child after doing that is going to react the same way coming from a father? He was putting fear in that child's. That's why she said she opened up this video perfectly. That did something to me. I grew up with my father, and I feared my father more than my mother, because my mother was the type, wait till your father gets home. But that was torturous.
Grace.
She wouldn't deal with it because she knew that my dad was the disciplinary of the house. And we feared him. These kids don't fear us nowadays. They will call CPS on us faster than anything.
Yeah,
my son tried me.
Story.
My son tried me one day. He said, Mom, you know you can't put your hands on me. You know, I could just call CPS. I said to him, you got to get to the phone first.
Boom.
You got to get to the phone
first. I will lay you out on that floor and then get the phone for you.
You know, and then I said to him, and my dad used to say this to me, and I brought you in this world and I would take you out. Oh, and I got a bitch now tonight. Bitch, if you refuse to be with a motherfucking father and you're not going to take my role as a mother, punk. Wow.
It seems like at a certain point, each message that she has been putting up, you have to decipher for me. I don't understand what she's talking about.
Bitch, if your punctuation is a hell of a there go lost in translation.
Yes, baby. Yes.
Grace.
I mean, but I'm lost. I've been asking her to come up on the panel, and she refuses to. So she's a keyboard warrior. You know, she don't want.
No. We don't look. Okay. I did a short on this. I do not call these type of people keyboard warriors. You know what I call them? Anybody can be a bully. Anybody can be a cyber bully behind a screen, some headphones, and a keyboard. Anybody could be a cyber bully. She ain't doing nothing. Wah. This is what she's doing. Now, we done said 50 million times, came up. I don't know you personally. I have no disrespect for you. I don't know you at all. This is just a matter of a difference of opinion. We can agree to disagree, healthy and maturely. Came up. I did. I threw on a shirt and some earrings. I was ready for bed.
Grace.
And Grace. I don't know my best right now, but
I can hear. I love the gray. I'm still not ready to embrace mine. You know, I dyed it 4 weeks ago, and they're already. It would take me 2 years. It would take. I'm taking to that. I'm talking to that nigga talking about give our children to the men. Yeah, I agree.
Well, she misquoted me. I said give them to the fathers. It's a difference to the fathers. Unfortunately, we're having children without relationships established. Everybody's in a situationship. It's been situationships for the last 10, 15, 20 years. Ain't nobody getting together. We going out, we flying out, and we getting flued out and buying knockoff stuff in the stores instead of saving a little money for our children who we know our son or daughter is smart. I got to meet my girlfriend at the happy hour on Tuesday night on a school night. The fucking I ain't got my check. I'm almost broke. I'm spending my last trying to sip wine with my lady friends now. And it's a difference, Grace, when you spoke about when Marlon spoke, I can relate to that because a lot of us came from those humble beginnings. It's a unique factor that a lot of children, the daddy wound. When you grow up in the house with a father, one of the first person you learn or hear to speak about stuff is your father. So any child, male or female, you hear the man, you see the father working, putting on. He'll play with you, but he don't joke with you. He's sort of like, hey, get your hand off her. He got that deep voice, mama. She's still. And Marley understood when his mama said, "Don't take your ass over." When he looked over at his daddy's like, "Don't." His daddy didn't even say nothing. She was like telling him order, and he saw what his older brothers was doing. He saw that they was out there, but they wasn't on that BS. Unfortunately, a certain time in our culture, pretty much the crack era, a lot of these dominant male brothers that were protecting the neighborhoods, a lot of them was killed or taken out during that pandemic. It was rough, brothers, and so, I ain't gonna lie. That took the mothers out of the home. A lot of these are young adults. They see how mad when the mothers came turning out of the home, that's when they started turning down the projects. So mothers started feeding them like, go out there and you want to get you a baller, get you somebody, have a baby by somebody, get that check. Girl, you can live it up. Lying to the sisters again. And all this hair weave started messing. They started having all these health problems. They drinking all this wine, all this sugar. They just feeding their children all this processed food. They can't grow the baby's hair because they don't want to put nothing but wigs on. That don't make no sense to me. Stop killing your hair. Your hair grows centuries a year if you just wash that shit, put some fresh berries in it. But I know it's hard to wash when you're trying to jump from bed to bed, sleeping with Pookie and Ray Ray coming in and out. So you got to discipline your body, ladies. Discipline your children. And we see when the father's in the home, he's going to give you that balance as you grow. You feared your father because your father spoke the same message to you forever. The fact that he go to that extent with his son, he had no communication. He had no son, let me show you different. Because a father got to show the son. We can't talk to our son like, oh, I don't want you. Here, man, let me go to the park. Let me go to the library with you. Let me sit you down. We're going to watch some documentaries. We're going to do some shit. We're going to work out at the weight bench. We're going to do all that. And a boy needs that growing into his teenage years. When this scrotum sack drop, and you heard me say this all the time, and them feet start to growing, and that Johnson start growing 4, 5 inches, 6 inches, because some of them go that length. They hit that growth spurt. And then he got a woman saying, I'll be back, I'm going to do this. And you hearing your mama's getting a cheeks clap because they bring it into the house while the kids is there. It wasn't like in the 60s because the 60s woman, you never knew your grandmama was a freak. You never knew.
There was a lot more discretion back then.
You never knew. They did it while you was at school learning. But see, now everybody staying at home, smoking too much, drinking. It's just a hot mess out there. Your house is... Everybody, Grace.
Hold on, Trey. I got to put my foot down. First of all, Lady D, you will not disrespect. You know, I'll let you disrespect me and carry on. But you, first of all, are not going to disrespect my panels on the show, and you are not going to use the N word because you must be a cracker then if you calling him the N word. So if you cannot speak accordingly with respectful and be a lady, then you can get the fuck on.
Take a picture, write it down. I don't give a fuck. You hear me? Do what it do.
Okay, because we are all grown adults here. And yes, you are stupid because you're acting stupid. Okay? And there's a lot of women that are stupid because we run through because of our emotions versus logic. And that's why the father figure is so important in the household because we run off of emotions. So I'm going to give you this last warning. If you cannot speak with intelligence, But you Negroes cannot tell your sons how to build a house, and you bitches can't learn how to make your women how to cook. I mean, there's some women that don't even know how to boil water. So just stop, Lady D. Just stop.
She just ain't making no sense. She just talking real crazy and reckless and raggedy. And
your normal person can't build a house. You have to be a contractor. You have to go to school for that. But you ain't got to go to school to cook. But you think Roman noodles is going to be satisfactory to your man? Okay, get out of here. You see, I decided, oh, here we go. There we go. My light-skinned brother from another mother. How you doing tonight, sir? I'm causing mayhem over here on Monday nights. This is the first night.
Yes.
Let me explain something to y'all, man. Don't go back and forth with the peanut gallery, man. Just keep doing what you're doing. The show is good.
It's fun sometimes, though. I mean, I'm not getting upset. It's fun sometimes because it just, again, Lost, it just proves everything that I'm trying to say. It only strengthens my content because you are actually up there proving what I'm trying to say instead of her trying to disprove it and telling me, no, well, Grace, not all of us are like us. So I'm okay. I'm not getting in my feelings or anything. I'm actually having fun.
Grace, let me ask you something. Whose show this is?
It's my show on the Black Man Unfiltered Network.
All right. Handle your business. I'll see y'all in a second.
Thank you. You know, now he's right. I used to get upset. And I remember my son telling me when I first finally, because it was Kevin Samuels that pushed me off of the cliff. You know, I was on his show and you know, he chewed me a new one. But my son told me, Mom, you know, you're going to have a tough skin to do this because people are going to come at you. You know, you're going to talk about a lot of melanated issues and people are not going to consider you Black. You know, the kid was he's 18 now. He was only 16 at the time. And for him to have that wisdom and come tell me he realizes the world that we live in. I said, you know what? Your mom is a tough old bird. I got this. But he was right at the beginning. I used to be rattled and I used to be, oh my God, I was known as the Black woman basher. But I'm up to the point where I don't care anymore. This is not a Black woman thing. It's a woman thing. Because there's a lot of us, Black, white, polka dot, Asian, you know, but the thing is, it's more prevalent in the melanated community. So that's why it may seem that I'm boxing that race, but I'm not. You don't see Asians having kids out of wedlock like crazy. Now, I'm half Hispanic. I didn't, you know, it's in our community. But again, we're melanated, you know, but you don't see that happening in the Jewish community. Children out of wedlock. You don't see that. Why is it that we only see it in our community? And it's a problem.
Right. Like you said, it ain't got nothing to do with bashing, you know, Black women. It has nothing to do with that. But that young lady, she's just proving the point over and over and over again. You're talking really ignorant. You are part of the problem, not the solution. You trying to keep our women single and, you know, having this, trying to keep them in that mindset of, I don't need a man. What I need a man for, you know what I mean? That always gets me really upset because the first thing that comes out of their mouth is, I can buy whatever a man needs to. I can buy that for myself. You know, what do I need a man for? I got a car. What do I need a man for? I got my own house or I got my own apartment. What do I need a man for? Oh, I make 6 figures or whatever it is, or 5, whatever it is. What do I need a man for? If you on that, something done got lost in translation.
Yep. Yep, you're absolutely right. Anissa made a comment to Trey Ferguson. She said, if the men aren't married to these women, do they really want full custody of these boys? Yes, some men do want their children. Yeah. Absolutely, Anissa. Yep. Absolutely.
And you know what?
And there's some men that have wanted to get married, and it's the woman that doesn't want to get married.
Yes, it is. Yep.
There are a lot of men out there that want to be fathers to their children, but either they're used as pawns, they're just a paycheck, or or they're not given the opportunity to be fathers. Again, I mean, the world that we're living in, you don't have to be married. It would be ideal, and that's what I'm trying to push. But if you're gonna co-parent, and I agree wholeheartedly that a child, by the time he's age of 7 or 8, should be with the father. We've done all we can as a mother. Now the daughters stays with us, but the boys need to go with the fathers. That is, I absolutely agree with you on that one.
Yes, they do.
But Grace, even to her comment that she made, look at the numbers. Over 60% of black men are childless.
I agree with Braxton.
Single and childless, 54%. Single and childless.
But that smaller number of men are having multiple children by multiple women. So in actuality, it hurts the man because he can't be in all those places at one time. And then this child, whatever race it is, develops that daddy wound because at some point he needs the father. Because a lot of sisters, unfortunately, I only speak to sisters, I've only dated sisters, I ain't want no other race of a woman. Ain't nothing prettier than a black woman, but I do understand their mindset in this position that regardless of having a child, a lot of them seem to revert back to the single life before the child. And they don't miss a beat with that shit. And the child just becomes a pawn in their life.
Yep.
They don't focus on the child because the young, it's almost like at one point they were pushing the Ritalin, and sister and ladies, I used to go to these meetings, they were just handing their son over to the school, like, here, take him. I can't do nothing with him. Yep. Where the father? Well, I don't know.
No, she didn't want to do nothing with him.
Right. But now here we are some years later, and we still having this same dynamic because younger girls are still having children and there's no father relationship. So, and the sisters are saying, I ain't do this shit. But they got all the boys, these young men, they raised by these type of women. That's what's unfortunate. But still, despite that, brothers are not out here winging and slinging like the media portrayal. 6% of us are childless. That's the greatest shit ever. That's a passing grade to me. So I just don't understand.
Welcome, gentlemen. Of course, my light-skinned brother from another mother back up here. TD, have you been listening? Have you been watching? TJ, sorry. Damn, I can't even see. TJ, have you been listening? Have you been watching?
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you, sir.
We can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, because I can't hear anybody on my end. I got you playing on my phone so I can hear the delay. But give me a second and let me fix my audio on my end, okay?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Well, just to piggyback on Trey Ferg, and let's not forget, when some women try to use the children as pawns, they set it up where they are blocking that father from seeing that child. And I agree with the comment that Braxton made. The way things are set up, all in the woman's favor.
Mm-hmm.
All in the woman's favor. The man has to go through hoops that are on fire to get anything in their favor. Because they could be a stand-up guy, trying to do the right thing by their child, trying to see the child, whatever.
And do you know why that's? And do you know why that is?
To all of that, and I feel bad because not a lot of men do try to do the right thing, and they do what they're supposed to do. But then you got the majority trifling, raggedy. Makes it bad for the people that are trying to do right. You know what I mean?
Yep. Mm-hmm. And the reason I think I'm trying to connect the dots, follow the money trail. If we're giving the woman housing food stamps, WIC, and giving them all this, if we include the father in the household, they're not going to need that anymore. So as a result, now if we give the child to the father and force them to pay child support, women's not going to be able to afford to pay child support. So at the end of the day, it is the child that suffers the most. But if the court system can just realize that there are a lot of good men out there, and some men have to spend thousands of dollars just to go to court to get to see their child, and still. But I have been learning that there are a lot of organizations. There's Dads United org. There are a lot of things for men to do, but the men have to do more. But they're so exhausted and emotionally drained that a lot of men just say, "Fuck it. It's just not worth it. I'll wait for the kid to be 12 or 13 years old where I can call him on myself." I mean, there's so much going on. What do you got to say, Lost? You got something on your brain? What you got to say?
Here's my thing. Could you imagine?
Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you, Black man.
Yeah,
Could you
We
imagine?
can hear you.
So thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Embrace the Grace, guys. Put your hands together for Embrace the Grace tonight. She's killing the game. Thank you so much for being here tonight, guys. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Also, you see that cash up at the bottom of the screen. She's giving you great content. Put some money in her purse to help her pay the rent. It's right there at the bottom of the screen. All right. She said her son wears a size 14 shoe. I wear a 16 shoe. My son wears a 14 shoe. I know those shoes are very, very expensive. So, guys, make sure you go ahead and put some in her purse tonight. That cash app should be overflowing. Now, we did have two super chats that came in from Clement. He says, thank you for the $2 super chat. He said, ladies, Trey Ferg, where's the booklet head? He's crazy. All right. Then we have another $2 super chat here from Clement. Says, open rebuke is better than secret love. All right. Now, just to give Embrace the Grace a breather, I'll play something for you guys to listen to for the super chats. We appreciate them. And then after that, Embrace the Grace, the show is back in your hands, sweetheart. And you can go ahead and get the man himself, the velvet voice of YouTube is what I call him, lost in translation. Here we go. Thank you all for the super chat. Here we go.
I'm on it now. EQ. For jam. Remix. You don't be liking what I did. You don't be liking what I said. But it ain't a prerequisite, whether it works in your head. Yeah. Oh, these 60 seconds of mine, I get to say whatever's on my mind. Yeah. You ain't even gotta say nothing. Move on and let me carry on. It's what I wanted to say. What I put on my page. It's what I wanted to say. I ain't even gotta ask you. What I put on my page. I don't wanna have to try you. What I wanted to say. But it's mine. It's what it is. What I put on my page. It's what I wanted to say. Don't more. What I put on my page is what I wanted to say.
That was
Awesome,
groovy.
awesome. So what do you have to say, Lost, after everything you've heard?
You know what? Here's my thing, man. I think I want to always ask the question, what if the men had custody of the kids rather than the mothers automatically? You know what I'm saying? And the women got child support. Now, here's the thing. In order for that to work, you would have to make sure that that child that man has is actually his. So DNA
That
would
part.
have to kick in. Yeah. So once we find out that that actually is his kid, then the mother will be put on child support, or the person who makes the most money without government assistance automatically defaults, gets the kid. I'm gonna tell you what that does. It keeps the father involved with the kids' lives. He's not out here being promiscuous, creating more kids. You see what I'm saying? And if the women had to pay child support, they would think twice before they laid down with the wrong person. So this whole conversation about I was young and dumb would no longer be an excuse, because now it's tied to a financial penalty. You see what I'm saying? If a lot of times people get away with stuff because there's nothing to penalize. But in this particular case, if there was a situation where you were penalized for being frivolous with your sexual organs, then I'm pretty sure you would not want to do that. I mean, it's prevalent with the men because, like Trey Ferg said earlier, Most men are out here are single and childless. Well, there's a reason, there's a deterrent, because there's child support. You know what I'm saying? There's alimony. You know, you're gonna think twice before you actually lay down with this particular person and say, hey, you know what? This is gonna be a good night tonight, but you know, I don't think I really want to marry this chick. So I'm gonna think twice before I do that. So most of these guys, you know, kind of pack it up and be like, you know, I'm just gonna, you know, keep walking the earth until I find a wife. You know, but on the other end, women are not thinking that way because there's nothing penalizing them. You see what I'm saying? There's no incentive for them to cooperate. But if you have it where the men automatically got the kids, that would stop them from being promiscuous because they would have to take care of the kids, and the women would have to pay child support. So that means that she no longer has an incentive to be a factory. You know what I'm saying? Getting government assistance. And on top of that, it would actually work to the government's benefit because they would no longer have to pay out benefits, you know, because most government assistance is not going to give men money like that. You see what I'm saying? That means he's going to work another job. You know, he's going to have to man up. What up, TJ? And I think that's probably one of the things we probably need to look at. Just observation, you know what I'm saying? Since people, you know, want to continue to do the status quo, but I'm thinking that in the future, that may be an option that people look at and just say, hey, look, you got this lady pregnant, the responsibility of the kids are on you. And technically, that's how it should be, to be honest.
And you're absolutely right. And the first step should be mandatory DNA test. I told my son, you're not signing nobody's birth certificate. I don't care if that's your wife. I still want to see a DNA test that's my grandbaby. You're not signing nothing. And I'm going to tell the wife too, don't get offended. Nothing personal. I just want to make 100% clear because we're not going to start this mess. You know, and I know I may be taking it too far, but that's where Mama Bear comes in. And if we just start with making it mandatory DNA tests, I think that's a good start. And then charging women that lie on men about being the fathers of children, throwing them in jail, making them pay back the child support. You're absolutely right. Women have no repercussions. We don't get in trouble for doing half the shit that we do because why? We're women. We're mothers. We need to be with the child. No, your ass need to be in jail. What you got to say, TJ? Have you been watching the show?
On and off. I'm on and off. But I do got a couple things to say. I'm way more radical than these brothers up here. I don't believe single women should get child support at all. That's where I'm at. Child support. Let me tell you guys something. Once upon a time in this country, prior to 1960, you know, in our parents' lifetime, there was no such thing as child support. Child support was instituted primarily. The original concept of child support was for married women because these men were coming back from World War II with all these issues or other families and abandoning these good old white women. So the court said no to the white men. You're not going to abandon your families. You're going to pay. So the child support actually is a wife benefit. I don't understand why you women that are wives are not screaming bloody murder that these hoes in the streets are getting your benefits. That's what they're doing. That's essentially what it is. I do not believe that any single woman that has a child outside of her husband is entitled to child support. You laid down and had that baby or got pregnant or chose the guy you chose to get pregnant by, you have to deal with the consequences, whether he is fit to take care of it financially or not. That's the decision you made with. And I think that is the quickest way to get women to start reassessing how they select these men. I refuse to believe that our women do not know the difference between a suitable guy and a not suitable guy. I'm not even letting them off the hook with that bullshit anymore. Number 2, embrace the grace. Let me tell you something to the lying part. In my home state, I no longer live there, but in my home state, in the state of Wisconsin, they have this thing called for non-married men, they have this thing called the Wisconsin Paternity Acknowledgement Form. It has nothing to do with the birth certificate. What it is because my daughter's mother presented it with me. But I already knew what it was prior to this because I worked in the child support system. The Wisconsin Paternity Acknowledgement Form, what it does for a guy, it's basically you are giving a sworn affidavit to the court that you will be financially and legally responsible for that adult. For that child. This form, on the form, it states that once you sign and file with the courts, you waive all future rights to appeal that action. It even states it does not matter if the woman tells you later on or you find out that she lied. The form also goes on to say that a woman misrepresenting the paternity of the child is not fraud, because the only way to reverse that once you sign that form is to prove fraud. And they've already stated on the form that her lying about the paternity is not fraud. And do you know how many fucking dudes are afraid of? We got more black men afraid of black women than a little bit. You got a lot of dudes out here who will just go along, sign the form. Not only are they signing the form because the woman is out there telling them to do it, but their fucking mothers are telling them to do it. Their fucking sisters are telling them to do it. They got every woman in their life talking about, oh, that kid looked like you. If you know anything about DNA and that a woman potentially can carry a man's sperm in her body for the rest of her life in DNA imprinting, your woman can have your child and come out with the face of the nigga she last fucked before you. And a lot of people don't understand that because they don't care to understand. And our men are afraid. Years ago, I'm 46 now. I was about 25 years old. I made it a policy of mine. Any woman that I was going to be involved with on an intimate basis, I told her, you get pregnant, we're getting a fucking DNA test. Do you know how many women go through the fucking roof when I tell them that? I don't give a fuck about them telling them. I don't care about them going through the roof. They all go through the roof. You think I'm a hoe? No, I just know human nature. And I tell them, people make mistakes. People fuck up. If I'm going to be legally responsible for this crumb snatcher for at least 19 years, I want to make sure that I'm doing it with full understanding of what this is. But these women, they get really offended. I don't give a fuck about offending no woman. But too many brothers are afraid. They are definitely afraid to offend. They're afraid of the wrath of the woman. And that's because, unfortunately, my group, we were all raised by a woman, and authority to us is female, because we were raised under female authority. So a lot of guys are afraid to tell a woman, oh, you get pregnant, I'm getting a DNA test.
I don't see nothing wrong with that. I already told you I'm going to get a DNA test for my son's wife.
Yeah, you tell them that. Hey, when I got married, I told my fucking when I was married, I told my wife that before we got married. You get pregnant, I'm getting a fucking DNA test. I'm your wife. I said, I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't care who you are. You get I don't care who you are. You can still have children. I tell you, you get pregnant, I'm getting a DNA test. Well, I give you one. I ain't gonna deal with you no more. Oh, fucking well, that's your choice.
But what is wrong with that? What is so offensive to that? Why can't a man have standards and boundaries? Why can't a man be okay with protecting himself, ladies? Why it is always about fucking you? Why? Because
we've told our women for 50 plus years that it's all about them and their happiness. And if you notice, when you talk about the wedding, it's not his wedding, it's her big day.
I know. And TJ, because I knew that when I was planning my wedding, I dragged my husband to be to everything. You're going to go do the food tasting. You're going to pick the flower. He was a part of every decision making. This is the only ghetto thing about him. He loves his OE, right? I was not going to ban him from drinking his favorite drink on his big day. So I made sure I had a case of it. I told the waiters, when you come out and fill his flute up. You better have that wrapped shit in a napkin, but he's going to drink his OE on his wedding day because it's his day too. I made it a point.
He loved old English. We called it in my area. We called it an 8-ball.
Yeah, we do too in New York. But see, that's the point. Women are raised in this fairy tale Disney movie bullshit, the happily ever after. Yeah, who do you got to be saved by? You got to be saved by the king in the castle. It's not the queen saving the king. And women don't realize a king is a king, but a woman doesn't become a queen until she marries a king. You see the difference? A queen can't become a queen unless she's married to a king. But we don't realize that women, and I hate the fact that women walk around here so self-entitled, and just because they have a vagina that they think they're God's gift to this earth. Let me tell you something, ladies. We come from a man. He made the man go to sleep, rib out, and made us. Hold on one second. As a matter of fact, you see, that is my to check on the son, because he fell and fainted today, bumped his head. I took him to the ER because I used to be a basketball coach, and I know a concussion. So that's him. He's on his way to work, and he's calling me to check up on his son. Yes, and he pays the medical bills. I saw a message about I didn't put my ex-husband on child support. We have an agreement. He pays for the medical insurance. I'm still on his medical insurance. Okay, there is ways to be amicable and handle things without having the system all in your business. So it is possible. So that is just proof. There's his dad calling to make sure his kid was good. He didn't call earlier because he was sleeping. He works the graveyard shift. He works from 12 to 8. He's on his way to work. How's my son? What's going on? Do you need anything? It's possible if you do things right. But when you're doing things maliciously and vindictively and evilness, karma is going to come back to your ass. What do you have to say, Trey? You've been quiet lately.
I mean, it's just unfortunate, Grace. I mean, TJ read off the law, in his state. It's similar like that in all states across the country as it pertains to having children out of wedlock if you're a man. Even if you, don't matter what race you are, the law is the law. It's just in us. Every law that's there, it's maximized in our community. You pay the ultimate price, because also in some states, I don't know if it's from every state, if you do have a child out of wedlock, and let's just say at some point y'all do go to court, if she's gotten any government assistance and was on, say, a medical card or something, the states charge you for that. Sometimes you go into court 3 months after the baby's born and you owe $7,000-8,000, and you're looking like, what the hell is this? Mm-hmm. Well, the baby was born. It's part of the, I don't know, using the hospital and all of that. They charge you with that in some states. I don't know about every state, but I know they do charge in some. So, and then, you really don't get rights to see your child. You try to come over a house. She got attitude, because most men, he still got to go to work, still got to take care of himself. And he's still moving on, because we understand at some point we have to do what we have to do. And I think for men that get themselves in that situation early, one, do the best you can to not have no children out of wedlock. But if you are, dedicate your time, just focusing on your child, not the woman. Act like you don't even see her. I would automatically just start doing it by the professional book. Make sure you go to court. Hey, judge, I need her to drop off at somebody. I need her to be there at Friday and go pick your baby up. Those every other Fridays, man. It'll save your life going into that little time, because you already know.
Videotaping stuff. Videotaping her. I videotaped my best friend's boyfriend on the bullshit that he was going through with his ex-wife, and they used that videotape in court, and she got arrested. And we were in front of a police station doing the kid exchange. But my best friend asked me, I need you to come to videotape. I'm driving. I'm in the driver's seat. He's coming to pick up the kid. She's going to act crazy. Can you come meet us? I said, I sure will. Anything to protect the kids. And of course, that's my best friend. I'm going to do what she need me to do. I didn't even know the dude yet. But if that's what she needed me to do, and they used that videotape, guys, and she was arrested for child endangerment. And she had to fight that. So men, you have a case. It's just a shame that the burden of proof is on you guys and the cost is on you guys. But again, there are a lot of organizations out there sprouting all over the country. You have to do your due diligence, do your research, because there are a lot of men changing the game right now. And with podcasters like us and content creators, the eyes of these men are opening. They're really opening.
My daughter went out of her way to try to get me put on on the system. I'm laughing about it now, but that shit wasn't funny back then. Let me tell you something. So when she was about 4 months pregnant, right? She was like, I was talking to her about, you know, the birthing costs and all that good stuff. Because she was high risk, so she had to come out of the workforce. And so, you know, because she was high risk. So she was like, "Oh, don't worry about it. I can just go and apply for some Medicaid." See, I've worked in the system for 10 years. I know what the fuck that was gonna mean for me. No. I went to my employer, put that bitch on my goddamn on my medical insurance. Then, at 4 months old, before I even knew this my daughter was mine or not, my daughter's mother was on my fucking medical insurance. You goddamn right. So see, a lot of guys don't think like that. They just, you know, so then. When my daughter was born, she started floating the idea of getting on WIC. And so I was like, I said, you know, baby, I said, you know, because she was in an apartment complex. I said, you know, the next building over, you know, I said, you really need a 3-bedroom. Well, I can't afford the 3-bedroom. I said, hey, you know what I'll do? I said, I'll go on the lease with you. So now, I went on the lease with her. So she get a 3-bedroom apartment. So then when she went to go apply for WIC, guess who income she needed?
That was clever.
Guess who income she had to turn in? Mine, which made her ineligible. She tried her best to find a way to get me, you know, hooked up on the system. She tried all these little slick ways, and I was like, "No, that's not happening. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that." But you know, and here's the other thing I want to say: all of these women out here who having all these kids with the minority of men, and you know, over 50% of black men are single and have no children. These women are coming to these men at 35 to our age. I'm 45 years old. Coming to these men, presenting themselves and their children to these men with no children as if they are doing these men a favor, and got the attitude that they're doing these men a favor. They're the ones doing the favor. They're doing the favor by allowing that man to take care of her and some other dude's children. And I'm telling you, it's an epidemic, because I'm a single man and I'm out here, and these fucking women are out their goddamn mind. And see, because I'm built the way I'm built, I'm quick to tell them, you out your fucking mind. I'm not doing you no favor. You're not doing me no favors. I'm doing you one. I said, you are you. I said, who? I said, don't nobody really want nobody's used baby mama. Don't nobody want that. You know, but they're out here, man. And these guys, if you are a black man, I've said this before, if you are a black man and you want a black woman, unfortunately, there's no way of getting around the fact that you're going to be dating a baby mama. There's just not simply enough single black women without children to go around, unless you're looking at under the age of 25. You can still find a large number there, but most 40, I know what they be saying in these YouTube streets. Most 40-year-old men don't want no 20-something-year-old woman. We don't. I mean, okay, we have fun with it for a night or two or a week or two, but we're talking when you 35 to 45, 50, you're not looking to you looking for a woman that fits you. You know what I mean? So for me, I need a woman that's at least at her bottom number is 35. I can't fuck with no 20-year-old girl for nothing. For nothing. What the hell I'm gonna talk to her about? Nothing.
Well, you'll get something, TJ. You'll get something, but it'll be. I love the head, but I don't like the headed.
Well, I don't want no 20-something-year-old girl. What the fuck we gonna talk about?
TJ, real quick, I want to bring some clarity to you guys because since I'm back here, I might as well work. I wanted to, when Embrace the Grace is on, you want to make sure that everything that is said has proof behind it. And earlier, TJ said it, as well as Embrace the Grace said, we shared the comments about the sperm being in the young ladies. The university, if anybody want to look this up and Google it, the University of Seattle was doing cancer research. And as they were doing cancer research, they ran into a mistake like they normally do. And they found that women were carrying the DNA from the sperm of the men that they had slept with. Now, to even put it into more perspective, I
want you to say that a little slower. I want you to say it one more time, but a little slower.
Absolutely. It's called the forum. It's called the Maryland Forum. I wish I could blow this up a little bit, but it's here. Let me see if I can zoom it in a little bit without it being so blurry. I want y'all to have this because I don't want y'all to be thinking my girl up here lying to y'all because she's not. And my homeboy TJ. So it says women retain the carrying living DNA after every man they've slept with. This is the Maryland Forum from the University of Seattle. You can read all of this on your own time, but I highlighted the area that's most important. It says sexual intercourse here. Let me get down here to it. It says sexual intercourse, considering the fact that 63% of women have male DNA cells residing in the recesses of their brain. Which of the above possibilities do you think is the most likely origin of male DNA? The first three options may apply to a very small percentage of women. They couldn't possibly account for the 63 figure. The fourth option is rather more common. The answer is sex. This has very important ramifications for women. Every male you absorb spermatozoa, I think that's how you pronounce it, from becomes a living part of your life. The women autopsied in this study were elderly. Some had been carrying living male DNA inside of them for well over 50 years. Sperm is alive. It is living cells. When it is injected into you, it swims and swims until it crashes headlong into a wall, and then it attaches and burrows into your flesh. If it's in your mouth, it swims and climbs into your nasal passages, your inner ear, behind your eyes. Then it digs in. It enters your bloodstream and collects in your brain and your spine. Like something out of a sci-fi movie, it becomes a part of you and you can't get rid of it. We are only now beginning to understand the full power and ramifications of sexual intercourse. Guys, please go and read this. It's at the University of Seattle. They did the research on this and posted this from the forum. All right, back to our lovely host.
So the love of my life still, the love of my life is still my first love. She's still carrying me around with it. That's what I'm talking about.
So in other words, ladies, you can't wash it off. You can't do
Diggling museums. Yes.
You can't soak in a hot tub and think that it's all going to go away. That's why it's so important. I mean, of course, when we're young, we don't think about it. And again, I'm not going to be up here saying I'm a saint or anything, but we have to take into account who we allow inside of. Women are receivers. We receive the man. We receive their sperm. We have to really be selective. Yeah, you can have sex, but put a condom on it. And Lady D, no, he was not late picking up the child. As a matter of fact, she was the one that was always late picking up the child. That's why we had to get it videotaped, okay? She was the one. You see, you always want to, I'm going to turn around and play tennis with you and put the bullshit right back on you. She was the problem. If she wasn't a problem, she wouldn't have got arrested, okay? So think about it. She was the one that got arrested. She was the problem. So again, once again, next argument, and welcome, Shiesty Bun. The fact that you even came here while I'm up here, I appreciate you, because tonight is, trolls on stroll. So I'm loving it. I am loving it, and I'm glad that Black Man Unfiltered brought that up, because first of all, TJ's in the medical field, so he already knew that from the rip. So to try to not disprove him on that, and then here comes Black Man Unfiltered bringing the statistics. We don't just come up here and talk our shit. We bring information. We bring data. You guys are running off of emotions and bitterness and traumas, and don't want to see logic and see that there's a problem in our community. I'm tired of paying for bastard children that are not mine. Amen. I only have one. I should be paying for just one child. Not Keisha's from down the street, not Becky's from 2 blocks over. I should just be paying for one child. But no, I can't, because it says I have to pay taxes, and damn Democrats want to help everybody and anybody, but except those who are helping themselves. Shit, I'm voting Republican this year. After that show we had on Black Man Unfiltered, I'm going Republican. I believe in helping people, but you guys are taking a lot of us to the cleaners for no reason. I got one kid, but I'm paying for other bitches' kids. Where they do that at? I took care of my body. I made sure I didn't get pregnant. Okay, I slipped one time, but I required marriage from that man. And I didn't get pregnant till I was 30 years old. I made sure in my 20s, well, I was always a long-term relationship. I was in a relationship in college for 6 years. So I didn't have my whole days and city girl days. I'm a relationship type of chick. But y'all women don't understand. Y'all prime to have children is between the age of 22 and 28. After that, y'all consider a high risk at 30. You're high risk at 35. You don't have the time that you think you have.
Yeah, these women are out here wilding out. I don't know if I mentioned it over here, but a few months ago, in an emergency room, we had, the women out here are wilding out so bad. We have new STI protocols that's actually posted visibly so everybody can see them, even patients, because that's how bad it is. But a few months ago, we had 3 ladies between the ages of 19 and 26 all come in with the same 3 STIs. And when they come in, we actually have to collect that data and turn it over to the Department of Health, including who the person is. In this particular time, all these 3 they didn't even know each other. They all got the same STI from the same man. They didn't even know each other. And we couldn't tell them because it's HIPAA. We couldn't tell them that the girl down the hallway, in the emergency room is here with this dude, and the girl on the back end is here with the same dude too. The reason why we found out is because the lab called and said, listen, we got the same strand of all 3. So each of the diseases got their own, genetic strands, even though you might get, I don't want to say it because even the name of the STIs grosses me out, but they all got, even though it's the same STI, they all got different strands. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So these ladies had the same strands. And so then each of their nurses, because they all had different nurses, had to go in and ask them, who do they get it from? Because they got to report it. And all 3 ladies gave the same name. They're the same name. Same dude. These chicks don't even know each other. Our women are out here fucking the same. And then when you tell them they all fucking the same dudes, they don't want to believe that shit. So then my favorite thing is when I find out that these ladies got kids, you know what I mean? I'll ask them, how many other women do your kid's father have? And it's always 3 or 2. And I go, okay, where are you in line? They're usually the last one. I said, so you decided to give a kid to a man who already had 2 or 3 other families. That ain't none of your man. That man belong to them. That ain't none of your man. But they don't look at it like that. They look at it like if they get the dude, they be like, oh, that's their problem, or them bras are bad, or whatever. Each of these ladies think that they're special and unique, and that whatever happened with the other 3 or 4 baby mamas ain't gonna happen to them. They believe that in their soul. We got a girl in our department right now. She's baby mama number 7. She's number 7.
That's crazy.
He got 13 kids.
What does she think she can change him?
No, she thinks she's special. I asked her, I said, you got 2 kids with this man. I said, you baby mama number 7, your kids 12 and 13. I said, what if 4 of his kids, including your 2, all get gravely ill at the same time, which is mathematically possible? I said, who did he goes to first? She goes, well, mine, because I'm with him. I said, why would you think that? You ain't special. You're not his wife. I said, it'd be different if you was his wife. If you was his wife, then he's obligated because you're the family. He's obligated to you. You are no different than any of those other women. You just saw what you say? You heard me. You heard me. You know, you ain't no different than the other six women. You're the same woman. I said he more likely to go to them first because he got longer history with them.
Yep. You're absolutely. I mean, that's crazy. The same STI.
Our women are out here doing shit, and they're doing it proudly, and they're boldly talking about it like they're doing something special. You know what I mean? They're doing it like they got the game and going with it. I told, to your earlier point, Embrace the Grace, I actually this weekend, I went up to Wisconsin to see my daughter, and I sat down with her mother and told her mother, you got to get a man. And she was like, I don't need no man. I said, the fuck you do. I'm looking around your house. I'm looking at what you need. You ain't had a car in 7 months. You need a man. You need help. I said, you too old to still be an evil bitch. You need help.
What'd she say to that?
She just got quiet. I've been doing it on my own. I said, how the hell has that been working out for you?
So you rather struggle by yourself. See, because they got tricked, TJ, that old saying, I can do bad all by myself. Okay, then you do bad all by your fucking self. You go ahead, write it on.
She's doing, but she like, can I borrow $20 because I got to pay? And I'm like, nope. I ain't got it. I ain't got it. I'm telling her, I said, this is why you need a man. If you need a man, then you ain't got to ask me for $20. I said, you got a man. And I told her, I said to her, I want you to have somebody. I want you to have help. I want you to have some structure. I want you to live better than what you're living. I don't want this burden on you, even though you an evil bitch. That's what I said to her. You're an evil bitch. Even though you're an evil bitch, I still want you to have some help, somebody who care for you, somebody that can depend on, somebody to take some of the burden off of you. I want that for you.
Yeah, and it make your life easier and less stressful on you.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about my daughter. You know what I mean? That, a less stressed woman in the house is an easier ride for my daughter because she's real short with my daughter. And that's because of stress. You got $1,100 a month rent, and you're only making $18 an hour. You got $1,100 a month rent, light, gas, utilities. You no longer have a vehicle anymore. You got to get back and forth to work. You got to pay people. Well, she got to pay people to take my daughter back and forth to school. My brother and my grandmother do that for her. But I'm just saying, you got a lot on your plate. Then you got another kid that's in the house. He's a teenage boy. You need fucking help. And a lot of our women have convinced themselves that they don't need help. Look, you hoes, you need help.
You're right. You're absolutely right. But when they're going to realize it when it's too late, when they hit that damn brick wall. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to be too late. And they're not going to be salvageable. They're not going to be worthy of saving. No man is going to want to deal with that headache. When the shit hits the fan and we are all in survival mode, the first ones to go are going to be the single mothers and their children. Because ain't nobody going to have time to come save your ass because they're too busy saving their wives. They're too busy saving their children. Ain't nobody got time to come change your tire. You know what I'm saying? Young Money say, you want her to have a man. Why didn't you stay with her? That's a good question.
He missed the point when I said she's an evil bitch.
Okay. There you have it. There you have it.
And we weren't, and me and my daughter's mother, we weren't in a relationship. She was my jump down. So I fucked that up bad by having a baby with a jump down.
At least you can take accountability.
Yeah.
Let's see what Lady D has to say now. Sir, you think we have forgot about the Tuskegee experiment where black men were spreading syphilis and then got mad when America used the men who were spreading the shit to find a cure for it?
Wow. Okay. So those men willingly went out into the community and just spread it.
Well, no, they didn't know they were. Those men didn't. She's being disingenuous because what she's not saying is that they were being injected with syphilis. They did not know they were being injected with syphilis. They didn't even know what the fuck they had.
Exactly. They didn't know nothing.
They didn't know anything.
You really need to do your research before you come up here and look like a fool, because I got too many soldiers on my team right now that are going to disprove everything that you're saying. There's nothing that you said tonight that has disproved me. It only has turned around and disproved you. These men did not know. Oh my God, what does that have to do with anything? Exactly. Exactly. I know we're keeping you up, and I'm going to wrap it up soon, guys, because I'm not one to run. If anybody knows me, my max is 2 hours. My max is 2.5 hours, and my tap out is 3 hours. So I try not to keep it long because I understand that people's attention span, is not that long. I have you gentlemen on my panel. Now, if I had a full panel and the show was going good, then I have no choice to ride out. But it has been a really good one tonight because, it was troll night tonight. But this is what it is. I'm causing mayhem every Monday nights from now on. And I'm bringing the controversial topics, the topics that are really going to trigger people, you know?
Let me say this, for a final thought for me to ladies, whoever's going to hear this. Believe it or not, the majority of men would like to have wives. It's just that we don't need to take a bad deal and we don't need to put ourselves in harm's way to get one. This weekend I was talking to my grandmother. She's 82 years old. And she was like, I would like to see you get married again. I would like to see you with a woman who respects what you do and what you bring. And I had to tell her, I said, unfortunately, I don't think you're going to live to see that. I said, you have no idea how bad it is out here. And here's the thing. Black men are the most understanding group of men out here. We accept more garbage and subpar treatment and subpar behavior than any other group of men. Other group of men will not tolerate the level of fuckery that we tolerate. And it's still not enough for our women. They rather go and fuck around with the guys that destroy our community than the guys who are out here trying to actually move with a degree of integrity. They prefer the guy because they think there's a degree of control over there with the guys that lack the integrity and lack 10 toes to stand on. And it's just sad. And it's, Kevin said, I think it's going to be close to 60 years old when our women start waking up. I know 60-year-old women. I know a lady right now, Embrace the Grace. She's 60. She's going to be 61. She's been separated from her husband for 10 years. This man has been trying to get this woman to come back for 10 years. And she goes, not until he do what I tell him to do.
Okay.
He's 60 years old. I don't need to settle. You're already married to him. Settle for what? I'm not settling. What did he do? He ain't respecting me. And I'll go, what does that mean he's not respecting me? What has he done that's been so respectful? He know. I said, so nothing. So nothing. She's 60 years old.
And she gonna buy a dog and die alone. That's what's gonna happen to her.
And this guy, I hope to good Lord, he finally just goes, stop waiting. It's been a decade. Is she not going to get on your page after a decade of separation? She ain't going to never do it.
Just get divorced and move on. He can find him a nice 40-year-old and keep it moving. And keep it moving. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and move on to our final thoughts. Trey Ferg, again, I want to say thank you for coming. You were my first guest on the panel. You've been supporting me since we met that time on Grooming and Reviews show. So I know you had a lot to say, and I know you always give out good advice to the young heads. But what say you on this topic about tonight?
I mean, I think it was a topic that needed to be had and continues to need to be had, you know, and it needs to be had even more in depth. I also say with these type of topics and people who are listening who may not be in this situation or hearing it, man, use all of these nuggets and start applying it to your life. Start using these. It don't matter who you hear it from. Take the meat, spit out the bones. You have to take the information and start looking into your state, understanding your laws. It's more prevalent for you to understand your laws as it pertains to having a child. Because ain't none of y'all getting together for marriage no more. Y'all ain't thinking about being together 10, 15 years. Y'all just going to be fucking. So if you're going to be fucking, you better have some protection. I don't care how good you think that one feel. How much? 20 million of them feel good, just as good. So ain't none of them that special, like TJ said. But you better cover it up until you're prepared to take care of a child. Whether the woman is with you or not, y'all build a family or what, because the women are clearly saying, we rather stab our own selves in the head with a dagger and have this baby alone than to allow the baby to grow with a father. We're not having relationships with each other. Y'all promoting that. Y'all falling right into the democratic diaspora of keep yourselves separated and broke. Fellas, take the information, apply it, move accordingly. Don't set yourself up. You don't want to go through age 20 to 40 taking care of a child when the world is telling you you ain't shit. Protect your seed. Protect your seed. So, you know, ladies, y'all gonna have to make a deal at some point. Y'all bankrupting the whole culture. Y'all the ones bankrupting it. So, fellas, take the world into your hands, man. You see how the ladies are gonna treat you. You can be a victim. It don't matter how TJ say it. He's giving you information to use to help you to avoid the situation. So, you know, I don't know, man. We're gonna keep having it, ladies. Men, keep doing what you gotta do. Don't listen to the ladies. Only call them when you want some cheeks. Other than that, they ain't got nothing to say. They ain't got nothing to say. So with that, I'd like to all the married people. Don't get y'all asses back out on these streets.
Ooh, don't do that.
You better work this shit out. Thank you, Grace. It's always a pleasure. You always keep it real.
Thank you very much. I'll probably see you tomorrow night on Flipping Tables on the Black Unfiltered network, because that's going to be juicy as well. So thank you again for coming. I appreciate you. TJ, thank you for coming. I love it when you always come. I'm glad you wasn't at work today. Usually you're listening from the clouds at work, but you had an opportunity to come in and talk your shit and your stats. So what say you? What are your final thoughts?
Here's the thing about people need to keep in mind. The economy is built on the back of single people. There is an incentive for the economic industrial complex to make sure that Black folk is single. $1.8 trillion. That's how much money we circulate through the United States economy. $1.8 trillion. Let me tell you something. The reason why there was a housing boom in the last 5 years, that's because we got all these fucking single Black people buying homes. The man buying a home, the woman buying a home. This man buying a home, that woman buying a home. Any woman I date, she got her own home. That's an economic boom. We're supporting a whole industry by not being together. That's why they're building all this. They're building this shit because they're making money off of us. The car industry, the food industry, you know, the grocery stores. They're popping up all kind of because everybody's single. They're making money off of us being single. Let me tell you something. The content creators on YouTube are making money off of us being single and stupid.
It's 0 hours.
It's economics.
I hear you. I hear you. Sorry, I'm entertaining Shiesty Bum right now. I'm having fun. Tonight was fun. Tonight was really fun. You know, because you trolls keep me on my toes, and I love it. I embrace it. I don't run from it. I welcome smoke because you guys sound so ignorant, so stupid. Okay, I know how you sound, and you always prove my point. Lady D was the epitome of what a person signifies when they're using sign language. I learned that from Kevin Samuels. I actually have applied it in my life, and I would actually sit back there and be like, okay, here comes the shame. Not even 30 seconds, here comes the I mean, it is so on point. It's unbelievable how it comes. But with that being said, guys, this topic is very important to me because I have raised 3 kids that are not mine. I have coached hundreds of children coaching basketball. I have seen the damage that grown adults have done to children just trying to prove a point, trying to use children as a pawn, the importance of kids having their fathers, and this mindset that you would rather be a baby mama than to be a wife is ludicrous to me. The fact that you don't have enough love in your heart to understand that a child deserves and needs both parents in their lives. I'm not going to sit up here and be fake with y'all and say stop having sex because it's human nature. But what I am going to say is stop making bastard children. That's what I'm saying. Stop making women single mothers, and mothers stop forcing men to be fathers that they don't want to be. Stop having children as pawns. Stop using children as a meal ticket. Stop it. Stop it. Fucking stop it. It is hurting our community. It takes 2. But they have fulfilled their agenda to divide and conquer all the way back from the 1960s, and it's still happening till today. You have fallen and succumbed to their trickery and their foolishness. First it was Jim Crow in the 1960s, then it was feminism, then it was equality. Is it working for y'all? Yeah, Shiesty, you concentrating on your career now, but by the time you're 35 years old, you'll be such high risk on having a baby. It'll be more high risk of that child being Down syndrome because you're thinking of your own selfishness. And at 35 years old, you know, it's going to be very hard for you, And good luck with that. And I wish you but nothing but the best. And Lady D, thank you for all the comments. Thank you for all your ignorance. Again, it only proves everything that I had to say tonight. So to all my embracers, thank you for coming tonight. Black Man Unfiltered, thank you for embracing me. Thank you for allowing me to have my show on your network. I have become part of an awesome, awesome family. Not only do we all work together, but some of us are actually friends. And I love that. Even the hard day that I went through today and my son, what kept me going was my faith in God and the fact that I had this show to do tonight because I wasn't going to miss it. I told my son, hey, if they keep you overnight, I got to go walk the dog, do my show, and I'll be back. You know what I'm saying? He's 18. He'll be okay. And plus, I would have been able to bring him some food and he wouldn't have had a problem with that. But with that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow on Flipping Tables on the Black Man Unfiltered Network. Thank you for having me on the network. I'm causing mayhem every motherfucking Mondays from now on, and I want y'all to bring it. Y'all have a good night. Thank y'all for coming out. God bless.